Guys, good morning. Happy Friday. It's Daryl here. It is 3:45 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. All right, I was going to make this video about Trump and his suggestions yesterday about drinking disinfectant, about somehow putting heat and light into a person that's already got a high fever, which would probably kill them, to kill the virus. He came out with some jaw-dropping ideas yesterday. Just ridiculous. Now that his hydrochloroquine has pretty much officially bit the dust, I'm still wondering if he has stock in that drug, because he pushed it outrageously hard. I'm still wondering about that. Anyway, I started to make a video. I started to edit, and then I'm putting it aside for now. I'd like to talk about things that are a little more consequential. I'd like to. We all get frustrated with Trump, and sometimes it feels comforting to be amongst other people, and we all discuss it and talk about what an idiot he is. But at some point, we have to come up with alternatives, and be constructive about it. This isn't particularly along that line, but it bothers. It's a dangerous. I'm going to talk about a dangerous situation, and it bothers me greatly. It's a personal situation, and it bothers me. Okay, this is about a family member I talked to yesterday. I love this person with all my heart. So please, in the comments, please take it easy on them. It's an older person in their 70s. It's a good person. It's just somebody that's fallen victim to Trump's rhetoric. For a backstory, my family is from when I say very top of Maine, I mean you can see the border. It's 12 hours from here. Caribou, Maine. Actually, not even Caribou, Maine. Van Buren, Maine. They speak French there. Like I said, I'm part Native American and part Canadian French. And it was a very sheltered upbringing. That's why I bring it up. And I know how my family members grew up, and so I cut them a little slack. All right, so yesterday, I give this family member a call to touch base, make sure they're okay. And she starts talking about Governor, I believe this is Ron DeSantis of Florida, and how he's doing a great job, and Connecticut should do the same. And she started all this rhetoric about Florida. So I listened. I didn't argue or I didn't criticize, but I just listened closely to what she was saying. And she said, I don't know, he did something really great to fight the virus, and we should do that too. Now, at this point yesterday, all I knew is that he was catching a lot of flat. Him and the governor of Georgia was even catching shit from Trump. And the governor of Florida was catching some shit for opening up the beaches already. So I didn't know what she was talking about, but I listened, didn't say a word. I did not say a word. Just listened to her. Like I said, I love these people with all my heart. But I had a pretty good idea of where they got this information from Fox News, of course. So this morning I did some investigating, and this is basically there's a whole lot from the Federalist, from Epoch News, from Fox News, all the far right-wing Trump cult of Trump supporting news sources, hyping Florida, saying that Florida's going to join a bunch of other governors to create a back-to-work force, which initially has already, we all know that Connecticut, the 7 governors of Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, New Jersey, came together first and set up this after Trump refused to have any guidance set up a council, more or less, of getting our area back to work, and so did California. This was in the news about 10 days ago. So now that a Republican group of governors is getting together and doing the same thing 10 days later, um, all these news sources are hyping it. Like it's a new thing. Like they come up with this great idea, and they don't even mention, they don't mention that we've been doing this. We started getting our stuff together like 8 to 10 days ago, doing this, getting our governors together and forming an alliance, an allegiance of one area to work together to get the states back together, back to work, and do it safely. Let's see. There was something else. There was something else they talked about. That DeSantis was flattening the curve. So I had to look into this more because I look at these numbers from 100% reliable sources about 5-10 times a day, and I haven't seen any flattening of the curve. I've seen it start to go down a bit. Last 3 days, especially in Connecticut, it's gone up, way up. In Connecticut's had some terrible numbers the last couple of days. So I started wondering what they're talking about. The more I read into it, I started to see words like slightly flattened the curve, and so it wasn't true. They were saying and then I saw they had slightly lower numbers for 3 or 4 days, and I was like, okay, now I see what's going on here. They had a couple days. If you look at the graphs, it's amazing how they go in. They follow the days of the week. It's amazing that even the deaths and the new cases drop on Saturday and Sunday, and then shoot up Monday. I've seen this over the last 5 weeks. It's amazing. You see it go down 2 days, then boom, up, and then it goes like this. It goes up and down over Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, drops Saturday and Sunday, back up. You can see the rhythm. I'd be really interested in doing a video and talking more about to statisticians and medical experts on why this, sociologists or whatever, on why this happens. So anyway, I mean, you could easily manipulate the data and take the data from a Saturday or Sunday and say, well, oh, look, this governor's doing great. 4 days does not make a reliable trend. So there was the answers to my questions. And the problem is my family member believes this with all her heart. And so do my other relatives in the other towns around here that she talks to every day. And I'm sure it's not just my family. I'm sure there's hundreds and thousands of other families and people and mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters that are doing the same thing and getting this skewed news. And that's what bothers me. So at this point, my family member truly believes that, the governor of Florida is some great genius that has come up with an idea to defeat the virus, and we've all got hope now. And that's not the case. It's smoke and mirrors by the Trump supporters is all it is. Just to make it sound like the Republican governors are doing a good job as compared to the Democrat governors who were already on the case. And the Republican governors are trying to catch up. I'm sure the governor of Georgia probably is taking a beating right now, too, seeing as Trump jumped on his ass a couple days ago. So that's, if you put all that together, you could see why the Trump supporting news came up with these ideas that, Florida's got this, Florida's on this. There's actually the title, I think it's in the Federalist. If you look, it's the first time I ever even read this Federalist. And it was titled something along the lines of Florida governor tackles COVID-19. Um, this is what scares me. It bothers me. Half the country. And of course, though, if you bring this up to Trump supporters, they'll say, well, CNN, and they're all convinced that CNN is doing the same thing. To me, now I know I'm biased, but I try to be objective. I think you guys must have seen this by now. I question my own ideas. I question everybody's ideas. If somebody's wrong, they're wrong. I don't care if they're liberal, Democrat, conservative, or what. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're being dangerous, if you're saying stupid, dangerous stuff, you're saying stupid, dangerous stuff. I don't care who you are. And I'm going to call them on it. From my point of view, CNN presents stuff. They don't cut Trump any slack. But I have yet to see them say dishonest statements. They take him to task hard, and they ride him relentlessly. Are they biased? Yes. But are they dishonest? In my opinion, no. Fox News, are they biased? Hugely. Are they dishonest? Yes, to some degree they are. And I think the rest of those news agencies follow that trend, where they will say, when you're talking about Alex Jones and that group, there's some of their stories don't have a shred of truth in them. And I know how this sounds. It sounds like I'm being biased. It sounds like I'm saying, well, we're more honest than they are. But my honest opinion right now is that the conservative Trump-supporting group tends to, how do I say this nicely, exaggerate and be more creative with their news stories. I try to be objective and stand outside myself and look at myself, and am I being honest with myself when I say these things? And I think I am. Anyway, that's what the video was about today, though. I worry about it bothers me greatly that my family members are being so influenced by propaganda. That's the bottom line. That pisses me off. That they're taking advantage of my family, of older people, who are as worldly as experienced, and they're taking advantage of these people. That pisses me off. All right, I said my piece. All right, I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a good Friday.